Let me start with a question that sounds simple but makes people uncomfortable. If money doesn't buy happiness, why do we all want more of it? Why do people work all their lives chasing money? Why do problems feel smaller when you have money? Today, we're talking about one of the most controversial questions in life. Does money buy happiness? I believe it does, and I'm ready to explain why. But today, I'm also here with an expert in finance and psychology, someone who has studied money not only as numbers, but as emotions and behavior. Thank you for being here. Let me ask you directly. Does money buy happiness or not? Thank you for the invitation. This question is controversial because both sides are partly right and partly wrong. Money can buy comfort, security, and options, and those things reduce suffering. But money alone does not guarantee happiness. I've worked with very rich people who were deeply unhappy, anxious, and lonely. And I've worked with people with very little money who still found meaning and peace. So the real question is not, does money buy happiness? But what kind of happiness are we talking about? I hear that all the time. But let me be honest. If I had a lot of money, my life would be better. No stress about bills, better food, better health care, travel, freedom. That sounds like happiness to me. And you are not wrong. For people who struggle to pay rent, buy food, or cover medical expenses, more money could absolutely increase happiness. The studies show that when basic needs are not met, money has a very strong effect on well being. Poverty creates constant stress. In that context, money is not luxury, it's relief. Exactly. That's my point. So, why do people say money doesn't buy happiness? Because after a certain point, the relationship changes. Once basic needs and some comfort are covered, more money gives smaller emotional returns. People adapt very fast. A new car, a bigger house, or more expensive things feel exciting at first, but that feeling fades. Then the person wants more. This creates a cycle where happiness is always in the future, never in the present. But what about famous people? We see celebrities with everything. Some look happy, some don't. How do you explain that? Fame and money amplify who you already are. If someone is emotionally healthy, money gives more freedom to enjoy life. If someone is insecure or unhappy, money gives more space to feel anxiety and emptiness. We've seen famous people with incredible success who still suffer from depression, addiction, and loneliness. Money gives access, but it doesn't heal inner wounds. Still, I can't stop thinking about all the things money allows you to do: help family, travel, live better, even help others. That sounds like meaningful happiness. And it can be. Money becomes powerful when it is aligned with values. When money is used to support relationships, health, purpose, and contribution, It increases life satisfaction. The problem appears when money becomes the main source of identity or self worth. Then happiness becomes fragile. Let me challenge you a bit. Isn't it easier to find purpose and meaning when you're not worried about survival? Yes, absolutely. Financial security creates mental space. That's why money matters. But many people believe money will solve emotional problems. It doesn't. It only removes financial problems. Emotional skills still need to be learned. Many rich people avoid this work and stay emotionally stuck. So, are you saying my belief is wrong? I'm saying it's incomplete. You are right that money can improve life quality and reduce suffering, but happiness is not a purchase, it's a system, and money is just one part of that system, not the center. This is getting interesting. I feel like you're slowly changing how I see money, but I'm not fully convinced yet. And that's good. Doubt is healthy. We can talk about real cases, numbers, and examples where money truly helps happiness and where it clearly doesn't. And maybe by the end, you'll see money in a different way. Okay, we talked about how money reduces stress and gives freedom, but also how it doesn't fix emotional problems. I'll be honest, I still believe money buys happiness. Maybe not perfect happiness, but a much better life. So let me ask you again, if money doesn't buy happiness, why do people with more money usually live better? They live more comfortably, not always more happily. Comfort and happiness are related, but they are not the same. Comfort is external, happiness is internal. Money is excellent at solving external problems. It pays bills, buys time, gives options, but happiness also depends on relationships, purpose, health, and self acceptance. When these areas are broken, money cannot fix them. In some cases, it hides them. But hiding problems is still better than suffering without money, right? Sometimes, yes. But hiding problems also delays healing. I've seen people who became rich and suddenly realized they had no close friends, no strong family connections, and no meaning outside work. Before money, they were too busy surviving to notice. After money, the silence became loud. Let's talk about real cases. We see famous people who are rich and unhappy, but we also see famous people who seem happy. How do we explain that difference? The difference is not money, it's emotional skills. Some famous people use money to support a balanced life. They protect their mental health, relationships, and values. Others use money to escape themselves. They work nonstop, consume nonstop, or distract nonstop. Money amplifies behavior, it doesn't create wisdom. What about people who suffer because they don't have money? Are you saying they don't need more money to be happy? No, that's an important point. If someone cannot cover basic needs, more money will absolutely improve happiness. Studies clearly show that up to a certain income level, happiness increases strongly. Not because money is magical, but because survival stress decreases. The problem is when people believe happiness will keep increasing forever with more money. That's where disappointment begins. So, where is that limit? When does money stop helping? It's different for every country and lifestyle, but the idea is the same. Once you have safety, comfort, and some freedom, the emotional return of extra money becomes smaller. After that, meaning matters more than income. A person earning less but living with purpose can feel happier than someone earning more but feeling empty. That's uncomfortable to hear because many people, including me, think if I just earn more, everything will be fine. That belief is very common and it's dangerous because it postpones happiness. It teaches people to delay life. I'll be happy when I earn more. I'll relax later. But later never arrives. Happiness becomes a moving target. Let me ask something personal. Do you think my idea of happiness is wrong? I think your idea is incomplete, not wrong. You value freedom, comfort, and options. Those are valid. But happiness also needs limits, gratitude, and connection. Without those, money creates anxiety, more to lose, more to protect, more to maintain. So, what is the healthiest way to see money? Money is a tool, not a goal. A very powerful tool, but it's still a tool. When money serves your values, it increases happiness. When money becomes your identity, it controls you. The happiest people I've met didn't ask, how much can I make? They asked, what kind of life do I want? That question hits hard. I think many listeners are asking themselves that right now. And that's good, because the goal is not to reject money or worship it. The goal is to understand it. Money should reduce suffering, not create new ones. It should support life, not replace it. So maybe the real question is not, does money buy happiness? Maybe it's, what kind of happiness am I trying to buy? Exactly. And once you answer that honestly, money stops being confusing and starts being useful. I have to admit, you didn't destroy my belief, but you definitely changed it. That's the best result. Awareness is more valuable than answers.